Hey everybody, and welcome to the space that is SynchroMorphics. I'm really happy to have you here with me, and my name's Andrea, and I will be your guide. So today I wanted to put together a video to just give a little bit of an introduction to myself, a little bit of background on myself, and sort of the reasons why I'm choosing to put this type of content out in the world right now in these crazy times that we find ourselves living. And so I didn't want to write everything down I wanted to say and read it. I wanted to just sort of be able to speak and let it flow, hopefully it will flow. If not, that's fine too. But I do have a few notes here just so that I don't leave anything out, hopefully. So I may refer to those. So why am I doing this now? Why am I putting together a fitness slash mindfulness slash mental health slash emotional health type of program? Why am I putting that together right now? Well, these times are crazy, and if you've been living through them with me, I know you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to explain the fact that the world is crazy right now. It just is. We don't really know what to expect day to day or, for next week or for next month. I think most of us have been just trying to maneuver through the day as best we can and plan for whatever future might unfold as best we can, but none of us really know how this is all going to play out. And so for me, especially in this last year, but before as well, but especially in the last year, I felt a really strong pull to sort of get myself together a little better as far as my physical and emotional and spiritual and mental health. I have been through the loss of my father in the last few years and the loss of my two dogs as well. So last year about this time, I had gotten into a place where I just had stopped really caring about being healthy, taking care of my body very well. I was not in a good spot, and with everything in the world going on, it was just everything compounded. And I remember just starting to put on the summer clothes and not enjoying what I was seeing in the mirror, and that was because I had really let myself just spend a lot of time being sad and being depressed and crying and eating lots of pizza. And that I don't think that there's anything wrong with allowing a time period in your life to be that way, to let yourself mourn. Sometimes that's the most healthy thing that you can do for yourself, is just to let yourself be fucking sad and let everything else go. Those times are beautiful, and sometimes they're the most precious. They're the times that we look back on and we think, gosh, there was some real gems in there that I picked up, and some real deep soul digging, that can produce soul gems that we can carry on through our lives for forever. So I don't fault myself for letting myself sort of get really, really slack with taking care of my physicality, and even my mental space wasn't very good most of the time. But last summer I kind of got tired of being in that space, and so I decided to make some changes, and I started working out again on a consistent basis. I finally stopped smoking regularly, like daily, last fall. and I had been doing that for about 3.5 years or so. And just because, you know, I don't feel like there's a lot wrong with smoking if it's done in moderation. But I had made it into a habit, and so now I can just have one to calm my nerves if I'm having, you know, a really tough time, which I haven't in several months needed to do that. So that's great. I was able to sort of kick that daily habit and use it, you know, now as the medicine that it's meant to be, which is where I want to be with tobacco. So I did that, and then this past December, I decided that I needed to make a change in my diet. And I'm not gonna really get too much into diet on this channel or with my work with SynchroMorphics, just because I think that diet is a very personal thing that is individual to each person, each body, and I don't really feel qualified to teach on that. But I will maybe share my food story at some point if there's interest, just because there is a story there to tell. So I wouldn't mind giving my perspective and my experience in that arena, but I don't really feel like I am qualified to teach in that arena. So anyways, this past December, I changed my diet. I was consuming a lot of sugar just to sort of like shut my stomach up, and that's obviously not healthy. So I ended up with, you know, like one of those nasty sugar rashes, and I ended up deciding that I needed to fuel my system with actual food and not so much bread and not so much sugar. And so I felt that I would try an animal-based diet. I'd already been vegan for many, many years prior, and then let that go at some point. So I was gonna try the opposite, and I've been doing that ever since, and I have never felt better. So just a sort of recap of the last year for me as far as physicality goes. I just felt a really significant pull to get my shit together a little better. And in these crazy times that we find ourselves living through, I feel like now is the time that we need to be as strong as possible in as many avenues as we possibly can, you know, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. It's very hard right now to be strong in all those areas, but if we can put together little practices for ourselves that will help us get stronger in those areas and help us, you know, sync our systems, our self systems together, so that all of our internals and our externals are working together in a more harmonious and unified way, then I think we stand a better chance, you know, of being mentally clear and able to make good decisions and able to fight back when we need to fight back, and to know when those times are, and to be like strong enough in ourselves, you know, to know when those times are, to use our voice, to use our bodies to make better lives for ourselves. If we're not going to do it now, then we're not ever going to do it, because this is like, it's beyond crunch time. It's like beyond go time. We're in the middle of a huge, massive earth-wide transformation. I really believe that. And so I know a lot of people are really strong spiritually, but their physicality, you know, they don't ever feel good. They don't ever have energy. They want to sleep all the time. You know, they just don't feel physically optimal. And then I know a lot of people are super physically fit, but they don't think straight. They don't they're not making wise decisions in their lives. They're sort of all over the place mentally. And so if we can sort of find practices and different ways to put our systems in unity and harmony, I think we'll be much better able to deal with everything that's going on, and possibly even, create a better world for us all to exist in, little by little. So, let's see, what else? I guess I should tell you a little bit about my background in, sports and whatnot. I do have coaching experience prior to this. I'm not just popping out of nowhere. My background is primarily in gymnastics. And so I was a competitive gymnast. I started in the gym at age 3, and then, a few years later I was competing. I didn't get to the higher levels of competition and within gymnastics. I got to like the mid-levels. I wanted to go higher, but I had a lot of fear, a lot of mental blocks, a lot of mental angst in the sport, different parts of the sport. So I was not able to go as far as I always wished that I would be able to, but that's okay. The sport still gave me a lot, and so far as, things like determination, dedication, just continuing to go after what you want, go after your dreams. There's so many things that gymnastics teaches that are life skills, and so I've taken a lot of those with me over the years, and gymnastics also gave me a way to have a career, even though I didn't go to college, or I didn't finish college. So I've been coaching gymnastics, competitively coaching, for most of my adult working life. And so I've coached in North Carolina and South Florida and California. And I learned a lot in each of those experiences. I learned a lot that I loved. I learned to train my eye to see, see better within the sport, see corrections, see more perfect ways of doing things, more excellent ways of doing things. And I learned different techniques, at each gym that I went to. I learned a little bit more than I did at the last one. And I'm very thankful for each gym that I got to work in. That being said, I also saw a lot that disappointed me about the environments that were created in some of those gyms. And to me, they were abusive. Not all of them, but many of them. And when I would speak up, I would be shut down. And, it was clear to me that it just wasn't a healthy environment for a mind, body, spirit complex to work cohesively together. And so also in creating SynchroMorphics, I want to be able to sort of heal that aspect that I saw, or provide a way to for others to be able to heal if they've been damaged by environments like that before. I want to offer practices that can reintegrate the mind, body, spirit complex, and sort of, create space for a healing where there may have been fracturing before. So that's another reason why I'm doing this, just to sort of give back to the sport that I love in a different way, and maybe, former gymnasts who feel they've been damaged, or former athletes, who haven't been practicing or performing in ideal circumstances or environments. Maybe I can give ways to help reintegrate the mind, body, spirit complex in healthy ways so that you can move forward with your experience, you know, more integrated, more whole. So in that, oh, and I should also mention, I trained with Pilates instructor back in, I think, 2011. And so I'm also certified to teach Pilates as well. So that's a nice add-on. It's a really nice way to move Pilates. And so I like to integrate some of those movements in what I teach as well. So, so let's see what we can look for going forward with SynchroMorphics. I'm going to be giving out tips and inspiration and little videos for ideas for workouts and stretches and that sort of thing over on Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram at SynchroMorphics, and I'll put links down below, of course. And then here in video form, I would like to do pre-recorded videos for workouts, for stretching, and for like active imagination / meditations. And then once I get a little more brave, I would like to do those live if there's interest. So let me know if you're interested in participating, and that would be great if you are. That'll give me a little more motivation to go ahead and get brave and find my courage to do it live. And then also I will be offering 4 to 6 week challenges at some point. Once I get those worked out, those will be, you can join those as well. And then I will at some point also offer one-to-one coaching. So if you're interested in working with me individually, that would be amazing. And I would love to help you one-on-one. So I'm gonna try and leave this short. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them below in the comments. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where we can go with this together. I know that I will learn from you, and I hope that you will learn from me as well. And we can just get stronger together. We can morph ourselves to grow into stronger versions of ourselves, lighter versions of ourselves, and be able to move through this world, through this whole experience a little more freely. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.